Well, yesterday, as you know, was my birthday, but it was also D-Day. And I'll tell you something. Michael Moore and his pals must have been horrified by all that jingoistic celebration. So I wrote a special D-Day piece for him. All right. Here come the pawns in the American Corporate Anti-Socialist Workers' Party pulling a preemptive strike on the German people, landing those GM-made boats on the shores of France, polluting the environment and doing collateral damage. This attempt at world domination when we weren't even attacked by Germany, but by Japan. Just let you know, the Roosevelt administration and Churchill have ulterior motives. The Russians are naively going along with us because they don't realize that our goal of fascist global free trade is a clever trap. And although Hitler has killed 6 million Jews, we've killed many Germans. So who are we to say we're better than him? We are destroying Germany, and the Germans are fighting us fiercely because we're trying to tell them that our culture of no gas chambers is better than their culture. Who are we to judge? We should look at our own flaws and maybe set up some sanctions against Hitler until he decides to stop mass murdering people. Now, before we get going, last week we started the jar and the chart. So this is what we'll pay. Like this for its charity. This week it's going to be the Haiti Dominican Relief Fund. Let's see the jar for 1 second. The jar can come also just for like hack jokes. They'll drop it down. I won't even have to call for it. So if somebody does any kind of pandering to the crowd or hack jokes, the jar comes down. I got to cough it up for last week. I 120 for like a half. It wasn't quite what I planned, but all right. So we're in the jar right now.
How much was that? How much?
120. Because Giraldo let me have his wallet. I didn't say anything hack.
Oh.
It was for Giraldo. I put a ball wallet. I think it was here somewhere. Oh, thanks. Ball wallet. I had the wallet next to my balls. Giraldo let me hold his wallet. And I paid 60 and then I smacked somebody or somebody let me smack them for another 60.
Yeah. He didn't do anything hack. He just put my wallet under his balls.
Oh, that's not hack.
That's not hack.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, they're both made of leather.
So let's talk about how everybody's weekend was. Nick, you had an interesting weekend, I hear. Didn't you do comedy out in the West Coast and really get him going?
Well, I was at a place called Giggles in Seattle, and a couple drunk people started, giving me the finger.
Oh.
And,
how'd you handle it with a couple of well-placed?
well, I went to give the guy a fake, like, poke in the eyes, like the Three Stooges.
Right.
And he thought I was going to hit him, so he, like, threw his drink at me. Then all hell broke loose.
Right.
And,
that sounds like the description in Goodfellas where she goes, the kid had a gun, somebody had a gun, the gun went off. He pulled him into the crowd. And did he pull you into like a headlock on the guy? And then,
yeah, he pulled my arm around his neck. And he kept tightening my arm around his neck. I had nothing to do with it, really.
I think any lawyer would tell you to tell this story on national television.
Well, again, that's true, but it's, it's tough crowd. I don't think lawyers really watching this crap. Watching.
Now, so far, 2 Giggles clubs, both named Giggles. You punch somebody and then choke them out. Do you think the name Giggles set you off?
Yes, I don't.
Scott, what'd you do this weekend? Anything exciting?
I brought my wallet. That's what
For
I want.
Bob? Oh. Thanks, Scott.
Now, do I get more money if I actually keep my hand in there?
Oh, look at this.
Put it in.
All right.
I care about the orphans.
Scott, this fell out of your ass.
Oh, Jesus. You want to put it back in?
What did you do this weekend, Allie? Anything?
Oh, God, I was doing stand-up.
There we go.
You were doing stand-up?
At the Tickle Hut. Same thing. I beat the out of
Same
a guy.
thing?
Yeah.
Greg, any exciting thing this weekend?
Tickle.
Just the usual Pilates classes, morning till noon.
Well, you know what? I try to be like Regis and, say, hey, how was your weekend? And this is the nonsense I get.
That's the nonsense he gets.
Abuse. He had a good story, and the rest of you abused me.
I went to a wedding. I went to a wedding and
with Irish people?
Yeah, I got drunk and peed on a friend of mine.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You call your wife a friend?
Did you really pee? Now, did you pee him in the bathroom? Or
Yeah, no, in the bathroom. I peed on.
Trying to be funny?
On the Pierre Hotel.
Were you trying to be funny?
No, Colin, I was seriously peeing on it. Of course I was trying to be funny.
I'm sorry, I'm out of line for asking why you peed on it.
Of course I was trying to be funny. What do you think, it was an accident?
Sometimes it's an accident.
This guy looks a lot like a urinal.
If you want to get a big laugh, take a dump on his chest. There you go. Scott, you know about that.
Sinatra liked that joke. used to do that to hookers.
Colin, I would have talked about this weekend, but it was really boring. I just made out with a girl, stewardess, so.
Did you really?
No, I don't want to talk about it. It's boring.
It's not boring.
What else?
She made out with a stewardess. That's exciting to me. They're called flight attendants. You can't say stewardess.
She likes
Have
to
you
be
seen
called
him lately?
She does?
Yeah.
Ooh. Why isn't it? Do you know how jaded this country is? She probably really did make out with the stewardess and nobody cared. We've been spoiled by porn? No. Spoiled by porn. Now let's talk about Reagan just died. Now I know you haven't heard about it. It's not about publicity. Well, who? But Reagan died.
I didn't see it coming.
I know, right?
That's sad.
Oh. What do you think? It's pretty sad.
Well, he's an American hero, obviously, and we won, a lot of important with the Cold War and Grenada. And, if it hadn't have been for Reagan, we'd all be speaking Grenadian.
And there probably, but if it hadn't been for Reagan, the AIDS crisis would be a lot further along.
That's right.
Thousands of people wouldn't have
You're
died.
right, because he's responsible. He was the one banging guys in bathhouses.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, here we go.
All I'm saying is,
Wait. Somebody get me a red ribbon.
that image is making me strange. You have that stewardess's number? I think it's Ronald Reagan someone in the bathroom. That makes me ill.
How about The Sopranos?
No, but he didn't mention AIDS for 8 years. That's all I'm saying.
He didn't mention it. He put money towards it. He didn't have to talk about it. He's a man of action.
All right, listen to me. Let's talk about The Sopranos finale.
What? No more yucks about AIDS?
Exactly. It is. Come on.
Well, you could say you wish somebody in The Sopranos got AIDS, and that would be a joke.
I didn't see The Sopranos because I was TiVoing Under the Tuscan Sun. Greg?
What do you guys think about? You know what? Screw it.
No, let's talk about
What do you
it.
think of The Sopranos?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Talk about Smarty Jones, how it lost that race. And my cousin Big Dill Murphy might have actually won some money for a change because he hasn't called me.
What's the big deal with Smarty Jones?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody just went crazy over this stupid Smarty Jones.
He's hung like a horse.
I love that they call it the sport of kings, the horse racing. When you go by an OTB, it's like it's all royalty hanging out there.
Yes. You're part of the members only.
Look, Lord Smells Like Piss is here conducting some royal business.
Scott, do they gamble up in Canada?
I don't even know who the hell Smarty Jones is. I thought it was a stripper.
Oh, no, it's
not.
It's a horse down here in America. We bet on the horse.
I didn't know. I thought it was Star Jones'
Gay boyfriend.
Yeah, I didn't know who.
Well, what do they do? They don't
That's
have...
Smarty Pants Jones.
We'll be right back. Well, let's bring down the jar so I can put my money in for the ball. How much does ball smell again? 60 big ones. Jesus. Oh, boy.
Like that's a lot for you.
I'm a little short.
Like that's a lot of money for you. You just made 30 grand at Foxwoods this weekend.
I wish I made 30 grand at Foxwoods. All right, here's 60. This is really starting to bug me. I came up with this great, stupid idea. All I do is keep coughing up money.
And you stole the idea from Groucho Marx.
I did not, stupid. Listen to me.
Why don't you just say you're a uniball and you only have to pay 30?
She's got a good point.
Yeah, just be honest.
Keep it up. One hack line or one line trying to pander to the crowd. You're paying $5. They'll determine it. Back up. That was cool. That was like being like,
Scott, your wallet's going to have
like being a
crabs.
crack dealer. Send it back upstairs. You know how they send the crack down. All right.
Very sensitive.
New Jersey has outlawed ladies' night in bars. Did you notice? Oh, yes.
Good news for
we
you,
can't say
buddy.
that. Oh, ruling it. They're saying it's
Yeah, like I go to New Jersey.
a form of discrimination. Ladies' night. Allie, what do you think? Isn't this kind of
Ladies' night being, if you're a lady, you get a free drink.
right?
Yeah.
I don't, and men are complaining about this because,
Some guy blocked the whole thing. Yeah.
but ladies' night, it's 2 free drinks. So basically, you're getting laid for nothing as opposed to paying $100 for your,
That
for
was the idea, but I guess
West
this guy
Side Highway whore.
What's the matter, fellas?
Well, it is discriminatory because a lot of these women, they get in for free, they drink half price all night, and then they don't put out at the end of the night. There we go. And it's like,
That woman doesn't put out.
it should be retroactive. If you don't put out at the end, then you pay up the cover after.
That's right.
That's fine with me.
You don't even need ladies' night. You don't have to buy them drinks now. There's pills for that.
A modern thinker. Scott, in the gay community.
No one has ever drugged me. I'm very upset about that. Like, I'm not good looking enough to drug and take home and rape and videotape me?
No.
Seriously.
I think problem
feel like, what's wrong with
no,
me?
all right, I'll drug you and rape you. But the problem is
camera's
that
expensive.
when you guys take the drug and pass out, because I've done this,
Yes.
Yeah.
you're limp. So what am I going to
You're
do
right.
with a limp, lifeless, fat piece of shit on my
Strap
living room?
on, Allie!
She's got a point.
Wait a minute, you're drunk and
Strap
fat
on.
guys?
Yeah, you can choose the guy you drug.
Get a popsicle.
Fat guys are going to give too much drugs. Skinny guys need less.
Just bring crazy glue and a popsicle stick. That's how you tape. Duct tape.
Well,
Duct
enough
tape is
talk about
great.
date rape. But seriously, don't you think this is going to lead to don't you think that if ladies' night is discriminatory now, it's just the end of everything now?
There goes ladies' nights bowling. There goes ladies' nights poker.
That means women in bathhouses. Ronald Reagan would, and Nancy. That means Nancy's going to be in the bathhouse.
Well-
Is that what that means? I don't know.
What else is she going to do now? She's
I don't
going to
know.
go to a bathhouse.
Of course she's going to become
Nancy?
a sex whore.
It's so typical that finally courts rule for guys and it prevents us from getting laid. That's so typical of this country.
Let's talk about this hot topic. Now, I don't want you people complaining or writing letters about this one because it's controversial. The National Spelling Bee was held last week. Let's take a look at the winner.
Autochthonous.
Could you use it in a sentence, please? Autochthonous. A-U-T-H-O-N-O-U-S. Autochthonous.
Usually they wait till the winner is finished before the girl from them after.
Why do we glorify the ability to spell anyway? It's an obsolete skill. We have spell check on every. Why don't we just have like a barrel making contest?
I think
That's a good point.
I think the kid was more nervous about his haircut on national TV.
I know. He's going with the Caesar cut, isn't he? Still from he's kicking it old school.
Let me tell you something. In Seattle,
Yeah.
you have to spell my husband's last name when you get pulled over for drunk driving.
What do you mean?
What is
Really?
his last
Yeah,
name?
Stephanopoulos. Like Octantaka clock.
Oh, you guys are still together?
Now, wait a minute. Who can spell that name?
You wouldn't have thought,
That's a
is it?
very hard.
That's exactly what I said to him.
That's ridiculous. Stephanopoulos.
You gotta spell it backwards in Vermont.
What does that mean?
I don't know. What the f***? I'm trying to break the silence.
I know.
Is that qualify as a hacky joke?
No.
Oh.
Because it wasn't a hockey joke is a joke that somebody says when they're trying to win over the crowd. He said an absurdist kind of remark that he was trying to go for something.
Is there a different jar for?
Yes.
Yeah.
And an absurdist joke is somebody making an attempt at something. See, here's what happened in comedy in the past 20 years.
Oh.
You had a bunch of dummies on both sides of
there's
the...
takeaway for everybody.
You had a bunch of dummies on both sides, some fake hacks, some fake alternative types, trying to dictate what comedy was. Luckily, I was there the whole time to make sure that didn't happen. Yes. But I mean, I could go into it's a long explanation. The crowd doesn't look like they want to hear it. You guys don't look like you want to hear it. So we'll be right back after this. Every night after the show, you mofos hit the message boards. I don't read them, busy. But, and tell us how to do the job. You think we don't read that stuff? Well, we do, even though I just said I didn't. But guess what? It's payback time. Somebody's reading it. Greg, this guy says he's a little sick of you. Tonight's episode was like the Greg Giraldo show. Everything from his kids to his wallet to his hatred for Italians. Comedy Central thinks the more they flash of him, the higher the ratings. Greg?
Well, I guess I did get a lot of airtime that show, and yes, Comedy Central knows that I'm a rating superstar, which is why I'm on basic cable, letting a washed-up game show sidekick stick my wallet under his nutsack.
No offense taken.
Now, as far as my hatred for Italians, just once, I'd like to have, my sort of brand of racial or ethnic humor not be so misunderstood. I was making an over-the-top joke. It would be racist to hate Italians. Obviously, I don't hate Italians. I just really don't like them because they're all in the mafia.
All right. Fair enough.
Where's the no offense?
This next guy's got DiPaolo on the brain. I heard a rumor recently that Nick DiPaolo is actually gay. It would make a bit of sense if he was in fact a closet homosexual, could explain a lot of the angst.
First of all, you know, I want to know why my wife would start such an ugly rumor. Okay? Honey, just because I haven't had sex with you in a couple months doesn't make me gay. You know, I've been very busy with the Cub Scout meetings, the church retreats, and my night classes at the Fashion Institute. Seriously, if I've spent any time in a closet, it was to sniff chicks' dirty panties.
All right. And finally, this one's for me. I just watched the episode with Paul Mooney, he means Paul Mooney, and Jim Norton and the gay guy. And maybe it was the light, but Colin looked like Hitler with his mustache. Sir, I do look like Hitler in that picture, you're correct. You make it sound like an insult. Hitler was not so bad looking. He had a little weight problem. Maybe he could have put his hairstylist in a concentration camp, but maybe I should put you in a concentration camp, sir. Is that too harsh? I'm kidding. I don't think concentration camps are funny. Except for Hogan's Heroes, and look what happened to Hogan. He ended up getting beaten to death for blocking or player hating or whatever you want to call it. All right, now we're even, you message board rascals. Okay, log on, and we'll be right back. We're just discussing the fact that Nick's upset they might cut the Reagan humping in the gay bathhouse thing. Folks, the ability to put somebody under a spell has been used by everybody from Harry Potter to J-Lo. Now, that didn't sound too gay. Who wrote my copy for that one? Everyone from Harry Potter to J-Lo. Create a new spell that would be useful. I'm like that.
You're like Endora on Bewitched.
Oh, do it.
Can you start over?
No, I'm not starting over. Why should I?
They don't even know what the sound
Why
is.
should I?
Pitch my man tits and get it
We
over
will.
with.
First, let me give you,
Christ, you've
let me
been
give you the
wanting to
ball
for
wallet
years.
back.
No, it's not ready. It's not marinated yet.
He gave $60. He gave $60 towards the, the Haitian Dominican. I mean, I paid it, but it's because he let me do that to
What
his
about
wallet.
cutting my hair?
What do you mean?
What if you cut my pubic hair? Can we double the money?
Folks, wait a minute. It's for the flood victims of the DR in Haiti. All right, this show's gotten
Nick,
filthy, but it's
I will
exciting.
put $200 in that jar if you say, I love John Kerry on TV.
I'd rather him. He doesn't need to say that. I'd rather him. He doesn't need to say that. And I mean that. Yeah.
All right. First of all, there's a lot of cabbage being thrown around here. I feel like I'm going to end up paying it all.
That's all it takes.
It's not being
That's
cheap,
all it
but,
takes.
the
To call
money's
you a
for-
Democrat, you'll me?
Oh, Democrat.
He'll be for the Democrat.
Scott, you found your people.
Oh, man, I found
think
it.
it's
I
a
found
good-
the key to Nick. Yes.
Yeah. Well, look, either way, why don't we get back to this setup?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck trying to
A lot of people would like J-Lo and something to do with a spell or something, right?
Harry Potter and J-Lo.
Harry Potter. Create a new spell that would be useful for you and tell us how it works.
like a Harry Potter spell. You mean putting somebody under?
I guess. I didn't read this one.
Since I make my living in comedy clubs, my spell would be something that would magically paralyze drunk hecklers from the eyebrows down for life. It would work like this. After the third stupid thing he yells out, I'd offer to buy him a drink. Once the waitress puts it down on his table, just by me staring at it, it turns into a lethal cocktail. He takes one sip and immediately loses control of his bowels. He tries to yell out, "You suck," but he chokes on his own blood and vomit. A year later, I performed there, and through an interpreter, he asked me to sign his colostomy bag.
Okay. Scott.
This one?
I guess.
After seeing George Michael on Oprah last week discussing the etiquette of urinal dating, you haven't lived till you've heard Oprah say, "Toss your salad." I'd like to involve a...
Is that what she said?
Yes, she did. Toss your salad from Oprah, from God's
Maybe
lips to
Howard
mine.
Stern was right.
I would like to invoke a spell that would help those gay men who don't have any sense of dignity, like myself, to tell the difference between a horny gay guy at a urinal and a horny cop looking to arrest me. Them. I would call it the Wham Bam, "Hey man, let me know if your show is a no-go or a go-go spell."
All right. Greg, what would you like to do? Remember, it's about casting a spell, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would like to cast a spell on everybody on this earth with anger or hatred in their hearts.
Oh.
This spell would enable them to see that we're all equal parts of a divine entity.
Oh.
They become filled with love and compassion for their fellow man and all the creatures of this planet. And the absurdity of war and violence would become plain to them. Then I would use these same powers to convince my wife to take it in the butt.
Okay. That's the show.
This is the second time someone has chosen the ball wallet from the charity chart. What do you think the attraction of the ball wallet is?
I think they know that if I'm allowed to touch them, I will try to inflict pain because I'm 12 years old. And if they let me slap them or pinch their nipples, as Scott will tell you, I try to do it very hard to hurt people because that was my original joke, was just to hurt people for money.